Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today, we are going through this week's Sunday recap. We'll be taking a look at some of the notable games from yesterday's Week 4 action. There were some pretty good games, a couple upsets that we'll talk about. Um, there were quite a few like one score games, two score games. Like there weren't a ton of blowouts, which is always a good thing to see. But yeah, without further ado, let's dive right in. Um, so obviously, I'm gonna start with the picture that you're seeing there. The Titans losing to the Jets in overtime. This was really probably the upset of the week. The Jets got shut out last week, and they bounced back and won. So Zach Wilson, he had two touchdowns, one pick. He was fairly efficient. He looked solid. Obviously, a lot better than he's been looking. So that's a good thing for him and his progression. Um, Tennessee really they they really should have won this game. Obviously, like this is not a game that should be like talked about. Like I think the Titans probably should have won by like two scores pretty comfortably, um, and no real controversy. Um, yeah, so let's see here. I believe Derrick Henry did have like 150 yards in the ground, which it's Derrick Henry, um, and he's gonna run over people. It's just what he does. Um, Tannehill didn't play bad. No picks. Always good to see. Receiving, it was a pretty spread out effort. Um, let me see here. What the because here it is. Yeah, there's the Jets. Just decided to destroy Tannehill on the day. Um, racking up a ton of sacks. Jeez, man. Yeah, they had. Let's see here. Okay, so wow, no turnovers by Tennessee, and they still lost the game. Dang. Yeah, so that's just a close loss. Tennessee still probably should win their division, considering that nobody else is contending for the title of it right now. Um, but yeah, on to the next game. We'll take a look at the football team against the Falcons. Washington won their first game against Atlanta since week 2, 2003, which I'm not sure how that's possible. Especially when like I unless they played them in the year Matt Ryan won MVP, I'm not positive why they like got stomped by them a bunch of times. But yeah, let's take a look here. There was a lot of there's a lot of scoring in this game. Nobody believed in the Falcons defense, and I don't think anybody decided that they would believe in them after this game. That's for sure. Yeah, Heineke 3 touchdowns, no picks. Great day for him. McLaurin had a monster day, 2 touchdowns over 100 yards. Ryan though threw 4 touchdowns. So it's hard to say that this Falcons offense is to blame, really. This Falcons defense got one sack, uh, some tackles for loss. Um, Koo hit his extra points. Cordell Patterson was good on the day. He was a dual threat for the Falcons. He had what, three total? Yeah, he had three touchdowns. Um, but yeah, it really was just a shootout at the end, and Atlanta's defense proved to everybody that they can't stop anybody. Um, yeah. So on to the next game. We have the Cardinals convincingly beating the Rams. This is not what I really expected to happen, or I feel like many people expected to happen. The Rams coming in looked like they were Super Bowl, at least Super Bowl contenders. Um, Kyler Murray, though, really is trying to cement his MVP case, at least a little bit. Two touchdowns on the day, 268. Um, Obviously, him on the ground is a factor always. But I wanna take a look at Chase Edmonds. He averaged 10 yards a rush with 120 yards on the day. That's incredible. He was all over the field in this game. Like, you just gave him the ball and he just made something happen. It was incredible. For LA, Stafford had one pick, but that was really just a jump ball. You're gonna lose some of them. Daryl Henderson was questionable going into the game. He got 89 yards, 6.4 a carry. That's pretty good. Van Jefferson looked pretty good. Cooper Cup had a little, comparatively, had a quiet day, but obviously 64 yards isn't a bad day. Um, Fumbles, though. Sony Michelle lost a fumble. Big turnover. That always just kills you. Can't turn the ball over. Like, they also, um, the same thing happened to the Cardinals. James Conner fumbled, but they recovered it. It's really, that's one of the most important things in the NFL is recovering fumbles. Like, fumbling versus losing the fumble is just a monumental difference. Um, and then I think probably the last game I'll talk about is the Sunday night game with the long anticipated, highly built up Patriots Buccaneers game. Um, it was pretty competitive throughout. Um, there were It was pretty clear that I think Bill Belichick really used his wealth of knowledge, um, to he used his wealth of knowledge against Brady in a way that only he could, because he knows so many things, so many little things about Tom Brady that no other, like, opposing head coach knows. And that was pretty clear. Um, Brady was close to 50% completion. Um, but what was expected coming in and what kind of happened was the run game was kind of what, like, supplemented. Obviously, Brady threw for 260 yards. He's going to get those. Um, but he was not very efficient on the night. And it seemed as the rain, it was pouring down rain the whole game, which that can't help you. Um, but another big story from this game, the Patriots' longest rush of the entire game was 4 yards. and that was like a jet sweep to Nelson Aguilar. By a running back, no running back finished with a single yard gained. That's insane. Kendrick Bourne really stepped up for the Patriots receivers. The both tight ends caught touchdowns. Um, so ultimately, I think the Patriots kind of have to come away with this thinking that yes, we wanted to win the game, obviously, but we we fought really hard against the Super Bowl champs, and if we can play with them, who knows? We can play with anybody. It really was a bounce back game despite the loss, um, because of just the ugly game that preceded it in the Saints game. So yeah, that's it. Let me know your thoughts on these games or any of the other games that happened this Sunday. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And this is Scoop and Score, and I will see you all in the next video.